You'll have to wear your school uniform. Clean your trainers, there's a good lad. Be better if you had some decent shoes. But you haven't, so... Why don't you shove kettle on and make us a nice cuppa? Fine, I'll make it myself.
It's her own fault she's dead. I'm glad and I'm not going.
You'd be glad to see me dead as well, would you?
No.
Then do as you're told. For me, just go to your mum's funeral.
I'll make a tea.
I'll make it myself.
I said I'll do it. I'll make it better than you.
Ooh, I don't want none.
I hate the drunken cow, you know. I do.
Oh, you better go ring Dr. Stewart. Go on.
Morning.
Is it?
Okay, try and relax. Do you have any pain in your arm?
Not now, no. I knew it was serious when I couldn't bring my best tights out this morning. Our Stuart had to do them for me. Bless him. He's not a bad lad. He's just headstrong like his mum was.
Must be worried about you. Now, try and breathe nice and steady.
If he was worried, Doc, he'd do as he was told and go to his mum's funeral. I wanted him to put this in with her. It's like my husband used to grow.
Oh, how lovely.
Oh, Doctor, do you think you could help me with my grandson? Have a word and make sure he does the right thing.
Well, if you think he'll listen to me.
Probably not. But right now, you're my only hope.
Oh, please. Have you seen the bout on that? I don't know why people do that to themselves.
Looks like an inflatable donut.
I bet that girl's only in her 20s.
I could just eat a donut.
Karen, have you moved the blue file?
No, I don't think so. It says here that she's in her 30s, which probably means she's over 40. Daniel's not going to do this sort of thing, is he?
Ah, there it is.
I bet she doesn't look that good in real life. She'll have been all... what's it?
Haven't you got anything else to do?
I'm just trying to take my mind off things until I know how Jerry is.
Yeah, I know. I've been worrying about him myself. Oh, no. What's he doing here?
Those are not cheap flowers.
Your grandmother is resting on her bed. It looks like she's had a small heart attack. Now, we need to keep an eye on her for the next couple of days so the ambulance is on its way. You must be Stuart.
My name's Steamer.
Yeah, your grandmother is very anxious.
And she's not my grandmother. She's my gran.
I don't remember there being a finance meeting this afternoon. No. Nothing in the diary.
Do I look like a man who's come to remind you about a meeting?
Now you come to mention it in that tie, no. Thank you, they're lovely.
How about putting me down in the diary? Jerry Parks, 7 o'clock, Marco's, best seats in the house, right by the scented garden, your favourite, remember?
Yes, I do remember.
You always loved it there.
I did. Excellent food.
Julia, I know I've let a fantastic lady down.
Yeah, you did.
Let me make it up to you this evening, please. It's my birthday. It's not a special one, just another year older, but if you say yes, Julia, it would make it very special. What do you say? I could pick you up around 6.
It's quite a view up here, isn't it?
See behind them burnt out garages? There's a cul-de-sac. Clearfield Crescent. Sit round here, they call it Crack End. My mum lived in the only house that weren't boarded up. She touched the law, especially the Park Pub. They won't, because no one cares. Just put up with it. Like everything else round here.
Stuart, your grandmother wanted me to have a word with you.
I've told you. I'm called Steamer. Stop being Stuart when my mum didn't want me no more.
Not had an easy time of it, have you?
Neither does my gran.
Must be doubly hard not having your gran with you today.
You know nothing about me. I don't give a knack. Why should I? There's no point. It's too late. It's not going to bring her back, is it?
So, Jimmy, do you reckon he's an old flame?
I reckon you could send Mr. Walker through next.
See, but with flowers like that, I think he's after something. Julia has left her file. I better take it to her quickly.
Yeah, I'll go. Karen!
He's a fast worker.
Bet you've got a smart motor, haven't you?
Yeah, why don't I give you a lift to the hospital?
Nah, thanks. If she wanted me with her, she'd let me go in ambulance. Parked out front, is it your motor?
Yeah.
Big mistake.
It is locked.
You sure about that? Dickie?
Yes, I understand how sad and challenging today is for you, Steamer. But it's also a day when you can really help your grandmother and make her proud of you. Actually, perhaps you're right. Maybe I should just check.
Well, it's still there. It hasn't been trashed. Yeah, I'd get running if I were you. Some dodgy people around here, you know.
You left us in reception. Nice flowers.
Oh, you think so, do you?
So what's wrong with the flowers then?
It's not the flowers.
Oh, so it's Jerry.
I was just going to phone him, actually, give him a piece of my mind.
What, for buying you flowers?
What? He's asked me to dinner tonight at Marco's, best table in the house. It's not funny. He wants to drive me there in his smart new little whizzy car.
Well, it seems keen.
Yeah, till some blonde floozy takes his interest.
Not all men wolf whistle at leggy blondes, Julia.
No, they don't, Jimmy. But this is Jerry Parks we're talking about. He's the kind of man that does a lot more than just whistle. Last time he needed a new model, it was me traded in.
So why don't you just tell him no then?
He says it's his birthday. I don't know why he wants to spend it with me.
Maybe he doesn't want to be on his own.
What? You're telling me that Jerry Parks has got no one else that he can spend his birthday? What? He thinks he can just come here and I'll say yes?
But that's up to you, isn't it?
Huh?
On the 7th floor, you know.
Yes, I am well aware, thank you.
Lots of stairs, is that?
I would prefer to walk.
By the time you get down, that smart motor of yours will have gone, fat man.
Out! Now! How did you get in?
Easy, you left your keys on the table, Dickie. Big mistake, that.
Well, you've made your point. Now get out.
No, there's somewhere I need to be.
I told you I could take you to the hospital.
Look at the state of you. You can hardly breathe. You're unfit, man. You need to cool it before your ticker explodes.
I'm intrigued to know where you think you need to get to.
Somewhere I once lived.
With your mother?
What's it to you?
Maybe I could drive you there.
Nah, I could drive myself, thanks.
Mrs. Wellborn's left a marker. She's bingo bonkers, she is. Probably dropped it on her way out. I'll probably end up like her, all excited about a pie and peas up and down the bingo.
Well, I'm sure there are worse places.
Not for you, though, Julia. You'll dine in all the best places.
Will I?
Yeah. I mean, this place you're going to. I mean, you won't be racing the Blue Rinse Brigade to the only flushing toilet, will you?
Why don't you race to answer that phone?
Morning Mill Health Centre. Jerry would love these. Where is she now?
Her mum and dad's.
What a nightmare. Poor thing.
Does Julie know you got those?
I was helping.
Did she ask for your help?
They were sticking out the bin in her office.
Or maybe they were in there for a reason.
What are you doing with those?
We shouldn't keep them out of water too long.
I put them in the bin, Karen.
I know, but I found a bigger vase, look. Smell gorgeous. I think she'd let me put them on reception.
I think you should drop it.
It would break.
You know what I mean?
I'm going to come and say sorry. I honestly didn't know that you'd binned them.
Oh, don't worry about it, honestly.
Absolutely none of my business why you don't want your flowers.
No, it's not.
I hope you don't mind, but I bought you that.
What's that for?
I just thought one perfect rose might cheer you up.
Oh, you think I need cheering up? Oh. OK, Karen, they're out. I'm cheered up. Now, if you don't mind, I've got a lot of paperwork to do.
Well, the other flowers are in the vase in the stuff room.
OK, I tell you what. Why don't you put them on the desk in reception?
Well, that's very kind of you, if you're sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Right.
You got a blasted cheek, you know. Thinks all it takes is a bunch of flowers and a cosy meal for two.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh, listen, don't get me wrong. Marco's is a very beautiful restaurant. And the food is out of this world. And if it had been anybody else, I would have jumped at the chance. But he dumped me a while back for some silly little floozy that he'd known, 5 minutes?
Oh, typical.
Yeah, well, he's seen me at plenty of conferences since. Done a very good job of avoiding me.
Oh, well, no wonder you didn't want his stupid flowers. You're not going, are you?
Well, it's his birthday.
Well, so what? I'd tell him to stuff it.
Yeah. Mind you, Karen, these days romantic dinners for two are very few and far between.
Well, if you ask me, he's a silly old fool.
Do you think silly old fools ever grow up?
Do you want me to bin that?
Mum? How did you know I was here?
You told me you were going to your mother's, and my car's outside.
I didn't say you should stalk me, you barged in here without being asked, did I?
Is this your room?
What do you think?
If you asked me, I could have driven you here myself.
Why did she keep it all if I were never coming back? It doesn't make any sense. Everything's the same. Even that stinker stale booze, can you smell it? If she weren't dead, I could kill her for what she's put me gran through. And me.
You know, having to face something we know is painful is a bit like going into battle.
Don't make it out like you care or something. You only want your car keys back.
I could have called the police and the social services, you know that.
But why aren't you then?
Because deep down, I think you're a decent young man. Good kid.
I had to help her, didn't I? Make sure she didn't choke on her own puke. Help her to the bog. Make sure she eats. Except none of that mattered to her.
I'm sure it did.
Still let him take me. My gran won't want me next. I'll be dumped on some family who only fosters for the dosh. She might even die. And on my luck, she probably will.
Come on, I'll take you to hospital so you can see your grandmother.
Straight up.
Straight up.
I hope you've come to tell me you're going to the funeral, sunshine.
He is. Glad your grandmother, Stuart. Right, your gran is poorly but stable. She needs to rest. You can come back later. And you need to sleep, my dear. And don't worry yourself about this one. I can handle him. He's not as tough as he looks.
So what else you need bringing?
Oh, you shouldn't have brought him. Go on, I don't want you here.
Suits me.
I might die. Then what? Are you going to end up like your dad, hitting everyone who upsets you? Or like your mum, drinking herself to death?
Please try not to upset yourself, Mrs. Rudd.
I know your mum thought that I didn't love her because I didn't take you in when she first asked me. But I did, lad. And I know you do. See how he is with me? There's no getting through to him.
Inside, he's just a scared little boy. And that's confusing him, so he's doing what he knows best, fighting everyone and everything, hurting those he loves the most, which is hardly surprising given the circumstances.
He's never had no one to look up to. A clever man like you. If you had mine too, I reckon you could turn him around before it's too late. I do. It's a sign, is this? Me in here. And you, turning up like an angel to help. Go and find him. Make sure he has a good wash and gets to that service on time. And please help him, Doctor. He needs to cry.
I'm just popping out for a minute. If you need me, I'll be on my mobile.
Oh, what if somebody rings or pops in? What should I do?
Well, what do you normally do, Karen?
Take a message.
Then take a message.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, if you're sure, you're sure.
You took your time, Dickie.
I have more important things to do than put up with this kind of behaviour.
What important things?
I'm a doctor. I have patients to see.
Well, go and see to them then. Why did my mum's guts explode?
Come on. Get in the car. Mint? Some people, they just can't give up alcohol. They become physically and psychologically dependent. Your mum was very ill, Stuart. You shouldn't blame yourself. We should really get on.
Last time I saw her, she made a show of me at the school gates in front of everyone. Everyone were laughing at her, calling her a drunken slag. No one knew who she was. So she cried, called me son, said she loved me.
I'm sure she did love you, Stuart.
I've told you where it is. Are you going to be like this when you're a grown man? Will you phone me? Oh, I've got to go. Another silly boy to deal with. I will see you later. Bye.
I'm gonna have this place spotless for him, doing the windows a lot.
Right, stop doing that and run yourself a bath.
Get lost, you're a queer or what?
Right, we have two choices here. Either you shape up and start doing what you're told, or two, not only do I ring the police, I wait for them to come and get you.
Should have trashed your car while I had the chance.
Your grandmother has had about as much as she can cope with. Do you understand?
My shirt needs ironing.
Well, iron it then.
I don't want to go.
Oh, for goodness sake, what's your problem?
I was mean to her. Alright. Horrible. I made her cry.
When?
The school gates in front of everyone. My own mum. I didn't want to, but everyone were laughing. Look, I don't deserve to go. Spat in her face.
Does your grandmother know this? Then you're very lucky to have her around, aren't you?
Only going if you come with me, Dickie.
Have you got a tie?
Have you? Because that thing, not really suitable, is it?
Mr. Parks is here to see you. Miss Parsons will be through shortly to see you, Mr. Parker.
The name's Parks.
Sorry?
Jerry Parks.
I know.
No, you said Parker.
Did I? Ah, well, some names very easy to forget.
Looks like it's going to be a lovely warm evening.
Oh, looks like rain to me. Aren't they lovely?
Oh, Jerry.
Julia, you look incredible.
Would you like to come through?
Wow. Look at you. Well, sun's shining, got the roof down, so are you ready, Miss Parsons?
Yes, I am.
Ladies first.
Oh, Jerry, could I just ask you a question?
Of course.
What made you think that I would be remotely interested in going out with you tonight?
Julia, what do you want me to say?
Well, I really don't know, Jerry. You tell me.
Come on. You can't still be upset about all that. It's just foolish.
Oh, foolish. I mean.
There's nothing wrong with that. I think at our age we've all earned the right to be a bit foolish now and again, don't you?
I think at our age we're anything but foolish, actually.
Come on, Julia. Life's too short for regrets. Let's just get out there and have some fun, shall we? No hard feelings, eh? I knew you wouldn't let me spend my birthday on my own.
Actually, Jerry, I am.
Well, don't be like that. How many invitations do you get to dine at Marco's these days? Come on, Julia. You know you'd love it. Let me spoil you.
The thing is, I've got better things that I want to do this evening, actually, Jerry. I mean, no hard feelings, you know. But like you say, life is much too short for regrets.
I'm ready to go.
Are you sure?
I said so, didn't I?
Your mum was very,
Pretty. I know. Can I drive?
Jimmy, you should have seen him go. He's had those doors like greased lightning. Couldn't hear what she was saying.
Really, Karen? That does surprise me.
I was just passing.
With your ear glued to the door. Well, I think you got the message this time. Don't think we'll be seeing his face again.
I'm proud of you.
Well, thank you very much, Karen. Very proud of myself.
High five.
Yes.
Why go to the trouble of getting dressed up, though?
Can't a woman get dressed up just because she feels like it?
And it doesn't hurt to look fabulous when you're dumping a guy.
Do you know, you women scare me. All right, what made you change your mind?
Well, you know, Jimmy, I may be a woman of a certain age, but I'm not stupid.
I drink to that.
Been there, done that. Never again, thank you very much. And you're quite right. We all deserve a drink. My treat.
Ooh.
You look very smart. Have you got your piece of paper? Well, you can't have those on in church.
Well, I am.
They're highly inappropriate.
So was that Dickie?
I'll tell you, Gran.
What if... I don't know, cry or something?
Fine. Leave them on.
Right, let's do this, Dickie. People around our end called her Joan of Park because she lived it up and down the park most nights. But her name was Leslie Ann Rudd. And once she was pretty and laughed a lot and loved to dance. We both did. And people forget that. They only remember the way she was before her guts exploded, and that isn't fair, because she was more than that. She was my mum and my grand's daughter, and she'll always be pretty to us. And we both loved her. Massively.
You have to stop being so ridiculous.
You contested the will, Mandy. You put me through hell.
He was too frightened to get out and he was asking for my help and I just didn't see it.
He was a drug dealer. He lied to you and he used you.
Well, who says that a straight woman's any better than a gay man? It's not always the case, is it?
No.
Get Poppy away from the puffs.
Danny.
What? I'm just asking.
Eileen continues to stamp her authority on the community centre, but will Murray see her softer side? River City, tonight at 8 on BBC1 Scotland.